They brought the gypsy woman into the detention center just before sunset. The heavy metal door closed behind her with a sound that echoed in her chest. Around her were people accused of serious crimes, faces marked by anger, fear, and regret. She was different. Thin, quiet, and carrying nothing but a small cloth bag and tired eyes that had seen too much of life. She sat on the narrow bench and lowered her gaze. Whispers followed her. Some laughed, others stared with open suspicion. In places like this, kindness was rare and weakness was dangerous. She knew that. She had lived on the road since childhood, learning early that survival meant staying invisible. Days passed slowly. Food was rough, nights were cold, and sleep never came easily. Still, every morning she woke up before the others and softly hummed an old tune. It was a gentle sound, almost like a prayer. At first, the others complained. One man shouted at her to stop. Another mocked her. But she kept humming, not louder, not softer, just steady. One night, a young inmate broke down crying in the corner. He was barely 20, shaking with fear about the trial ahead. The guards ignored him. The others turned away. The gypsy woman stood up, walked over, and sat beside him. She didn't ask questions. She simply placed her hand on his shoulder and hummed that same tune. Slowly, his sobbing eased. After that, things began to change. She started sharing her food, even though she had little. She listened when others spoke, never judging, never interrupting. When tempers flared, her calm presence softened the room. Fights became fewer, voices lowered. Even the most dangerous-looking inmates began to greet her with respect. One day, an older man collapsed in pain. Panic spread. While others shouted for help, the gypsy woman acted. She tore a strip from her shawl, supported his head, and whispered soothing words until guards arrived. The doctor later said her quick response likely saved his life. The guards noticed the change, too. The block that once caused constant trouble had become strangely peaceful. When asked about it, one guard simply said, "That woman, she's different." On the day of her hearing, the entire cell stood silently as her name was called. She walked out with the same calm steps she had arrived with. Hours later, she returned, free. The charges had been dropped. A mistake. As she packed her small bag, the inmates watched her with heavy hearts. She had come to them as a stranger and left as something much more. Before leaving, she turned back and smiled gently. "Even the darkest places," she said softly, "can change. If someone brings light." Then she walked out, and the detention center was never quite the same again.